Basement Bookers Podcast.
What is up? It's your boy, BasementJer, with Rich the Riz, your other boy, the most richest, baldest man, and together, our powers being what they are, combine. And together we are the Basement Bookers Podcast, whatever the hell that means to you. If you are new to the channel, please take a time to subscribe. Hit the like button, helps the algorithm. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about this week in professional wrestling. More specifically, some promos that we enjoyed, both Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, which was supposed to be the biggest SmackDown that was going to change the surface of the universe or some shit. Rich the Riz, your first words in this episode of the Basement Bookers Podcast, sir.
Oh man, thank you. Thanks for the intro. Big SmackDown, big hype, big flop, maybe.
We don't know. We're going to
Yeah.
discuss that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
What is
I
the
have
thing?
not.
You said here's
I-
the thing.
Here's right. I have not personally inspected the surface of the universe, so I don't. I probably wouldn't notice if there was a big change to it.
A tectonic shift.
Mm.
So far, the continents are still in the same position they were. Actually, they're moving all the time, and so much so we don't even
Perpetually.
notice. So
Correct.
never mind that. We'll
Something
leave that
like
to
9 millimeters a year.
let's leave that to the fucking nerds, all right? And let them deal with that shit.
You're a nerd
That's
too, bro.
right. I am, but different. Like I'm not
Yeah.
the one with intelligence. That's different. Different
Don't sell
kinds of
yourself as
intelligence.
short as I
Not
am.
science intelligence. I'm trying to say here. It's not a. It's just we're just trying to be honest here. So, Rich, where do you want to start with? What excites you the most about wrestling this week, and why? Why is it Rhea Ripley, still just not being able to get Nia Jax's number on the way to the Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia?
Well, at least Nia Jax was dispatched. Honestly, I think that is one of my favorite things going on right now. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. Did I just say that? But it's Rhea Ripley. I credit Rhea Ripley for that.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley's reaction to Nia Jax, to the threat she doesn't pose, according to Rhea Ripley, she doesn't think so. She thinks it's going to be fine. It's going to be a walk in the park. Becky Lynch also headed to the Elimination Chamber to no one's surprise. And, I just want to state for the record, like, if you want me to, and subverting expectations is not having Bronson Reed lose to Bobby Lashley. Okay. Just like I know I was a little thrown off. I'm like, wait a minute, but is it? I thought doesn't he live there? That kind of sucks. That's going to really put a chip on his shoulder. And there's still time between now and the Elimination Chamber. So, I mean, someone could be taken out. But what I can see of who's in it, I don't see who you would take out unless you took like the Miz out. Like you could have Judgment Day take him out because because of him.
Maybe Orton.
Maybe Orton. Yeah, maybe take Orton out because of his back and stuff. Drew McIntyre could take out Randy Orton. That's I think that's actually the best move is for Randy because really like Randy's amazing, he's incredible, but what does he need to be in an elimination chamber for? I mean, at this point in his career, right?
Right. Yeah, Orton's had a tremendous career. We know what Drew's doing right now.
Sources
Drew's on the
nowhere.
thing.
That's right. He's on the thing. He's making shirts. He's getting charged, and it's a wash because the more people buy shirts, he could just give it to Pierce. He could just pay him out his little Celtic piggy bank with the claymore and the little oinky hands, and he's ready to go. And I wouldn't worry about CM Hunk. Was it DM Hunk? Is he calling himself?
DM Hunk.
He's DM Hunk now. I wouldn't worry about that. Perhaps he could win the Elimination Chamber match. Sources nowhere in this situation tell me that he's still not re-signed with WWE allegedly, and also the worst horse there is, Seth Rollins. Because if horses have legs that are bad, they're no good. And you know what happens there? They go to the special vacation farm, and
Mm.
they make glue in the little arts and crafts place, and I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
Horses.
something about youth in Asia.
I mean, look, the movement is coming, and eventually we're all going to be very good at math. Not me, but other people. That being said, before the burial begins, Rich Riz, Monday Night Raw, you recently saw it on a Friday.
Mhm.
Not to call you out or anything. Is there anything that stood out that you wish to bring up here?
I did watch most of it yesterday, for the record. I hope they have some plans for Andrade.
Yeah, that's good idea that you
They're
mentioned that.
doing these vignettes. We see the medallion that he has. This, that, the other, yada yada.
I
Do
totally wasn't
something.
fired. I went out there to hone my craft on my own, but I wasn't
Mhm.
fired or nothing. Not that he said that, but it feels like it's like saying, no, I went out to find myself. No, like I was assisted in going to find myself.
Mhm.
Actually, found myself free WrestleMania tickets sometimes because my wife works there. But who's to say? Andrade, I hope something. Maybe
Yeah.
a match with Gunter. Maybe maybe you could get a hole slapped into your chest after Jimmy Jimmy's done uh, looking up at the lights for the ring
Mhm.
general. But who knows? I mean, the Rock's around. So, speaking of the Rock, should we talk
Mhm.
about Cody and the Seth Rollins promo?
Cody
Um,
finished the story. Seth Rollins. Yeah, go
Seth
for it.
Rollins is telling his own stories all of a sudden that he feels that he's taught Roman Reigns everything he knows.
Mhm.
But I will interject that he doesn't know what Roman Reigns knows. Roman Reigns didn't teach him shit.
Right.
So he kept his shit to himself. That would be my story if I was Roman. But Roman didn't even acknowledge that on Friday. So we'll see about that. But the point is that he said that he felt that he was responsible for Roman, that maybe what he did to him and that situation led to the monster that is Roman Reigns today, and that perhaps Cody could use a shield from some kind of architect or
Mhm.
something. Of course, this is me breaking it down to its most rudimentary, simplified points. You can check it out on YouTube. So your overall thoughts on that? Was it something like outside of the norm for Laughing Boy? I'd give him extra points if he was dressed like an adult male. But Rich Derez, your thoughts?
So it was upset Sally, but a little bit not. He doesn't typically reference his former selves, but I think in this case he kind of has to, because that's obviously that's what's going on. Anytime talking about Roman, Seth got one over on Roman before he was the tribal chief. You gotta think, even though he didn't acknowledge it this week, that's gonna come up.
By disqualification, though. So, like
There's that, but I'm saying
the
just like,
ref had to stop Roman from beating him to death because he annoyed him.
yeah, I was thinking more just the chair shot heard around the world,
Yeah, but
because
Roman got him back though.
he did.
He did the same thing to him.
True.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna probably come up because this you expertly led us to my next question: is Cody Rhodes putting together officially the Bloodline Revengers? Because you've got Seth Rollins, who's given his services, and we'll put a pin in that
Mhm.
because how much can you really trust Seth Rollins? Okay. And we'll put a pin in that. Okay. And
Mhm.
then he went to Sami Zayn
Mhm.
and bring it in. It was like a hug there.
Mhm.
So my thought was at WrestleMania, we only had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn get involved in the match to help Cody because they
Mhm.
got rid of Jimmy J. but you still had Solo. But now, if you have Cody, if you have Seth, that's the answer to Solo. But then it's like there's so many members of the bloodline that don't even work there yet. Okay. So it's like, are we going to go down to Cody didn't have enough guys again? Because I've said and I felt, and if you guys seen it, I really feel like, especially with the shift, I don't think Cody's going to win the match. I don't think Cody's going to beat Roman. And if they change it to The Rock, I also think that The Rock should meet the same fate as as Cody.
Yeah, I agree. Well, especially given placement and just his inclusion and the fact that he is a free agent at the moment, Jacob Fatu is rumored to at least be being looked at by WWE.
That's right. I really like if they sign him, fine, but I can't have. Let's have the. If Cody's gonna lose, I can't have the same finish.
Right.
Obviously, it's not gonna be one Samoan Spike. Who, by the way, 23-0. I want you to listen to that number very quickly, and it's come to my attention. Solo Sikoa, since beating John Cena, is 0-23. He has not won a match since beating John Cena.
Solo's beard isn't great.
No, it's a weak beard.
Does his hair remind you of ramen?
Only when it's zoomed out. Well, he's trying to be like Rikishi.
Rikishi did blonde also? I don't remember.
Are you crazy? That was like his thing.
So, okay, wait.
He
I
was
remember
always
Frosted
had
Tips
blonde in his
way
hair.
early, I think, right?
Bro. Even when he was like, did it for the people, Rikishi, he had the blonde in his hair. Too Cool Rikishi and on, he had the blonde. Yeah, he was always mostly like just blonde. So she's biased. Oh, here we go. All right, we get it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Ooh.
Chapped.
All right, where do I begin? This does nothing for anybody. It does nothing for John Cena. It does nothing for Solo. It's so fucking stupid. What's the point of this match? What is the point? Everybody beats up John Cena. He's the Brooklyn Brawler now. What the fuck is this? Fuck this match. It's so stupid. What was this for? Can someone explain this to me? I'm ready. This is a big fat zero. Stay here watching some John Cena get Samoa spiked over and over again. Oh, and he's gonna be fine when he comes back the week after, unless he's. Maybe this was it though. I think it was supposed to be through October that he was gonna be around.
Could be.
So
he said the word in his last promo. Well,
whatever.
Not the face-to-face one.
This is stupid. And you know why? Because it's not going to mean anything. It's going to be like, oh, he took out John Cena. John Cena's gone. And then like, hey, look, everybody, John Cena's back.
Rebel dude.
Yeah, like this never happened. What is the point of this? Fuck this match. Now Reed's, he beat up John Cena, who's been beat by everybody. Yes, Solo, you did it. You did what Austin Theory couldn't do. Oh, wait, that's right. Austin Theory also beat John Cena. Oh, that's right. I still suck. Damn! Tonight. He's just
like, you ready? Are you ready for this?
Tonight, are you ready for some petroleum jelly, my Samoan Spike? Are you ready to get deep? I once again ask you, what was the point of beating your John Cena this way? I was right. Once again, BasementJer was right. When I ranted and raved how it would do fuck all, nothing for Solo, and it didn't do anything for Solo. 23 losses later, maybe the number's a little off or whatever, but there's still L's. Like first Theory, then Solo. What do you think about that?
I acknowledge your correctness. I don't recall if. Yeah, I don't recall if. Well, I'm acknowledging it now. I don't remember if I
But
thought that would happen then, but I remember being on board and agreeing that don't just beat you John Cena for nothing. And they beat their John Cena for nothing. They chapped him. He's all
they
withered up.
they didn't even do it for the people.
Nope.
So, well, Rich, before we go to the next before Monday Night Raw comes up, and once again people start confusing Jay for Jimmy, according to Gunter. No one's even gonna know. But that first of all, let me just say, right now, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Gunter's gonna get a clean win over Jay. I feel like this has to be delicate. This has to be carefully handled.
Mm-hmm.
So I first I was like, oh, they're saving him for Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker is exclusively signed to SmackDown now.
That's right.
So that leaves him out of the IC title picture. Gunter was pinned by Braun Breaker on NXT. The last person to beat Gunter is Braun Breaker, in case y'all forgot.
Wow.
Remember, they had the unification match with the belts.
Yeah, that was the changing of the guard there.
Mm-hmm. So remember that. You may have an undefeated Intercontinental Champion on Raw, but on SmackDown, you got the ring general. So let's talk about the main event. The main event of the evening. We're going to talk about SmackDown. And before we talk about SmackDown, I did talk about the Elimination Chamber briefly. I did want to say, and I had a point. If you want to get attention to a match and who of these ladies could possibly make it in to the Elimination Chamber, do not take Alba Fire, who's half of a tag team, and put her up against a returning Naomi in a qualifying match, because I know who's winning that. There's no chance. And again, I was proven correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't got no more singles women to wrestle Naomi that could possibly be in Elimination Chamber? What's up with that?
Couldn't put Valhalla in there?
Valhalla is questionable because I don't think it's her fault, and it could be she's only in the ring with Maxine lately, but that's not Elimination Chamber performance. There. And Naomi was wrestling a little different. Like, she wasn't as quick as she was before she left. So I don't know if it's an off day or whatever, but that match itself was fine. It was just not Naomi's best, because I know she's really fucking good.
Yeah. So I did notice a couple different moves that I feel like I had seen clips of from her time in TNA. So could have been incorporating those into the WWE style. Required a bit of a change, but we'll see. So, again, it's only her first singles match back, so time will tell.
Yeah, time always does, usually. Did you hear Nikita Lyons is hurt again?
Well, I certainly didn't see that on her Instagram, but unfortunate.
And also, Shotzi, spoiler alert for NXT, she got hurt on an NXT taping. So she might be out for a little while. We're not sure how long that's going to be. We saw
I wonder
Jade.
if it's next week's NXT show, because she has a match against, she has a title match
Yeah,
against
Lyra
Valkyria.
Valkyria. Hence, spoilers for NXT. So, I mean, I think they should keep Lyra with the belt for a while. Out of the women there, she's the best one, I think, right now, probably, right? Because outside of Roxanne Perez, who is now on this anger management kick, is this a CM Punk thing? Did CM Punk say, hey, you should just slap people? Is that what's going on? Because she's just going around hitting people.
Well,
Even Little Rock is you can't just go around backstage slapping people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little weird. It's you're a face. Why are you being such a bitch for? That. Oh, wow. I didn't mean to use that. But hey, listen, bring it off for realness. But
There you
you're
go.
just being real mean. And that girl was nice. She was just telling the truth. And
It
you
was
just couldn't
Ren
handle that.
something. I don't remember her last name. Her first name is Ren. WREN.
either way, from a production standpoint and like making somebody a sympathetic character, I was sympathetic towards her after what she did. I'm like, I don't know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm upset that that bitch did that to you. I even used the B word
Mm-hmm.
twice. I was upset. I'm like, that's not nice. You shouldn't do that. Somebody got to put Roxanne in her place, and that's gonna happen. Wow, what if she gets humbled? I wonder if she's gonna hit the wrong person. That would be an interesting little storyline.
Mm.
I didn't even let you answer the question for Lyra. Like, who do you think who could be like NXT champion? That's not her.
Hmm. I don't even know. Like the NXT Women's Division is
You
eh
know,
at the moment.
yeah,
Um, like I'll say it, and I've said before when Alba Fire and Isla Dawn moved up, and Indy Hartwell, that was tough for NXT.
yeah, and they're
Um,
not even the best over there. They weren't even the best ones.
for,
They were good. I'm not saying
hmm
they're not, but I'm like, there's levels to this. Like
yeah,
the Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley class, that's a long time ago.
yeah,
It feels like it's not that long time ago. But when you look at the talent disparity right now between what you see on NXT and the main,
hmm
it's
yeah,
a big old gap.
yeah.
Not the good
They
kind.
NXT has not recovered from the transition away from black and gold in the women's division in particular.
Yeah, that is most certainly true. And so we're gonna have to switch gears. Let's talk about that promo. Now, The Rock came out, and before we do this, for the benefit of the viewers at home, we are going to be doing this in a way that is different. So if you were around for the Thunderdome era, this type of promo might be familiar to you. And it's also a way I thought to see how a promo goes without people, without hearing the crowd in the background, to let the promo speak for itself. So let's see how you guys feel about that. And we'll also be breaking down, we're going to talk about, and I know like when you do all these things, if you take like a lot of ingredients out of a soup, it's really not that great of a soup. But we did watch the actual one when we watched SmackDown, but just to like on the words alone and how it went, I want your impression, Rich, off of
hmm
watching it the regular way. I want to know what you thought of it, and then I'll let everybody know what I thought about it.
So the actual promo live with the crowd and everything, it was basically, hey guys, I'm gonna insult you. I'm a heel now. I'm insulting you again because I'm a heel. Hey, here's a reminder, I'm a heel. Here's another insult for you guys. And if you smell what the bloodline's cooking.
Now, that sounds close to what I felt. And what I felt was disappointment
hmm
because they were building this out throughout the whole night. Like this is this whole thing.
The whole week.
Yeah, it is the whole week is a better way. The whole week. Let's
hmm
put emphasis on 7 days.
Yeah.
A whole week. And this is what we have.
Mm.
Let me start for the record. Mark for The Rock. Wanted to be The Rock.
hmm
Respect the hell out of The Rock. But it's basic Rock heel shit. Like we've seen this. This is like not even his best heel stuff. It's not even the best.
hmm
And even the people there, right? They barely wanted to boo The Rock. There
hmm
were boos, but come on, like you heard it. They wanted to participate with him. They were it was it felt to me like when John Cena was like, if I turn heel,
hmm
people are just going to think it's cool and they're going to cheer for me anyway. I don't see how long The Rock is going to be a heel. like, especially with the way, and I don't say this to insult any viewers of the Basement Bookers podcast, and we all have different feelings, but to me, I felt like it was gushing. Like this was the most revolutionary because I'm on X, I have to go through that to get stuff and see what the pulse of the wrestling is, what's going on, what the conversation is. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's right. And a lot of it's like, wow, the Rock, Rock's so cool. It's the best Rock. He's the people, and he's the best. And wow, look at the Rock. He's able to pivot so fast. Like, all right, we watched WrestleMania 18. We know how the Rock works. He was able to do that shit in real time. He's had 7 days. And even that before that, for the whole press conference, even before that, to build for that, to what we're gonna do. What are we gonna do?
Mhm.
So, like I said, that's why I felt like it was mid. And if any other person was cutting that promo, it would like I don't know. Honestly, the whole we'll go through it, and I'll go through my points on that. But
Rock has ultimately set such a high bar that when he doesn't meet it, it's blatant and bad.
yeah, like there's good things about The Rock being here, and there's might be a negative thing. I haven't really encountered the negative yet to a high extent.
Mhm.
You got people that are coming back that have been gone forever,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden they want to come in and throw their shit around like this is what we want. But like the ride or dies, we're there all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that with this whole change to TKO and all this thing, they don't go the way of the Hollywood studios, the Disneys, and they start shitting on the fans because they don't like the product.
Mhm.
And it's a bunch of fucking tourists coming in and wanting this, that, and the other, and the
Mhm.
fucking weak ass bored people bending over and taking it because they want
Yeah.
the money.
Mhm.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of like outside of a heel promo of them calling fans toxic. And
Mhm.
I'm not talking about those wannabe wrestling journalists who are out there waiting for their moment to shine, to become white knights because they speak truth to power. How could you ignore so and so? I just want to watch fucking wrestling. That's all. That's all I'm freaking doing here. All
Mhm.
right. I'm too dumb to. I can't deal with that. There's things that we need to do here, important things.
Mhm.
Like Cody, crybabies, and rock riders. We need to fix the divide. The rest of us that are just here trying to enjoy wrestling. Okay, don't. It's all like I said. It's all right if you're a heel and you're like toxic bad babies and say this, that, and the other, but don't really mean that shit. Don't
Mhm.
go making up bullshit just to mess with your fans that have been there forever. You know what I'm saying? As long as you have that respect, let's keep that now together forever. And let's keep that at least.
Mhm.
Okay. Rich, are you ready? Are you ready for
Yes.
this experiment that we're about to embark upon?
I'm very ready. I'm very interested in what this is going to sound like and look like.
Well, I hope you all enjoy this. As you can clearly see, we are in Basement Booker's Watch Something, and we're going to check out the Rocks promo from Friday with a little bit of changes. We'll see if you pick up on that. Of course, we'll be stopping every once and again to talk about it. So here we go. Here is The Rock, Friday night's Fox Down.
Drop some gospel on you. The Rock has got some good news to share. Something that's going to make you happy, something that you can own. Tonight, it is official.
So when it jumps, that's spacing for the crowd.
Mhm.
So he stops for the crowd. Now you could see it as like a nonstop sentence. But you're seeing can you hear it correctly and
Yep.
everything?
Sounds
All
good.
right, great.
You all, right now, live on Fox, have broken an all-time indoor attendance record. Not only for the city of Salt Lake, but for the entire state of Utah. Congratulations. Well, here's the record you broke. You broke the all-time record for the largest gathering of trailer park trash The Rock has ever seen.
There he goes with okay, we've heard that before. Many of us have spent time with the Nation Rock. So yeah. So I could see how like maybe for like a younger person this might be, but for us it's like yeah, exactly. Like, ah, the Rock! Rock Riders! All right.
Now, if you didn't like that, you're gonna love this. Finally. Are you sure you want to boo The Rock? Finally, your life has meaning. Finally, you and your 50 wives.
All right. Now here I thought was a little bit different because they're usually talking about how like they can't get any girlfriends or anything. I understand it's Utah or whatever, but still, like that's interesting. So you what? You can't throw around incel like LA Knight. Does he have that on you? You don't want to have to rip off the guy who partially takes from you, I guess. Which, by the way, I'm a little concerned for LA Knight right now with The Rock being here. It's one thing for people to like say, "Oh, such and such, you sound like a guy that used to wrestle and used to be on TV a lot, and now The Rock's here." Wow, he's just gonna have to work extra hard, right?
I think he's up for it. And not for nothing, I think
he's a little more than that. I'm just going by like the vibe, like
yeah.
what people say and like how he's like a amalgamation of Rock Stone Cold. But I think it's more like a tribute to that era, and that kind of guy.
Mhm.
I like that about him. Okay.
Could be. One thing
Mhm.
interesting that he basically insulting a religion.
Yeah, but he's The Rock, right? Also,
I don't know.
I like to keep that kind of talk out of here. We'll talk about that off air, actually. So let's
Got
see
you.
what goes on here.
Will have a story to tell. And you know what I'm talking about? You'll have a story to tell your 600 inbred grandchildren one day. And that is what it's like to look
Might as well have just said sister wives. It's like, yeah, we get it. The hick thing. It's very nation. It's great.
at greatness in the flesh because finally The Rock has come back to Salt Lake City.
Now, if he should have said, if I was a Rock, I would have said Salt Lake Shitty.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
Why not go all in?
Yeah,
You haven't seen in years. But you see, this side of The Rock has always been in here.
I believe you. I believe that. I believe that he's in there. Look, if it's true, like I don't know if it's true, sources nowhere situation. If it's true that he has a clause in his contract where he can't lose a fight in movies, if that's true, yeah, you're kind of egotistical. That was the rumor of why him and Vin Diesel were mad at each other. Because The Rock won't do a job in a movie.
Is there something to protecting your branding like that?
I mean, if there is,
Does it end up really like ruining a story?
well, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about what John Cena's been doing and what The Rock's been doing.
Okay.
So, like, you can say what you want about The Rock's recent failures,
Mhm.
but like, The Rock's had like blockbuster movies before people got onto the fact that he's just The Rock. You know what I mean? And John Cena just does everything. Like, he'll
Yeah.
do things that just show up on Hulu. You know what I'm saying? The Rock just doesn't do shit that just shows up on Hulu. Like, if he does something on Netflix, it's a big deal. They make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe there is
There's
something to that, to your
levels.
point. Yeah.
Always. You shut your mouth, fatty. The Rock will come out there and slap the herpes off your lips.
No, he won't. He'll get sued for millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You haven't seen The Rock, but it's been in here all.
You're on the board of directors. You can't go around slapping people. It's worse for you. What do you mean? I would have just been like, all right. I would have just bring it.
Well, I mean, at that point, he'd have something to calm Dana White, right?
That is true. You could also be in slap fight championships.
Power slap.
Yeah, that's right. Power slap.
Along. And you know why you're seeing it tonight? Because it's The Rock and Roman Reigns. the biggest WrestleMania main event in the history of WrestleMania.
When I heard The Rock say this, I
Mhm.
knew that in The Rock's heart that he believes that's the truth. 100% The Rock believes that to be the truth. I believe him, but he says that he believes that.
Mhm.
So, and I got to tell you, before I was pulled in, convinced to follow along with the story provided to me,
Mhm.
I would have been all in on. But The Rock was too busy. He's too busy making movies to come to WrestleMania when we needed him. He's too busy to participate in the Bloodline stuff when we wanted him to. And now he's here. All right. That's all I'm saying. That's my comment to the whole you had it in your hands and you know, whatever. We'll see about that. But right here, I feel like he believes it.
Mhm.
Roman, of course, believes it because he's the one who's winning here is Roman Reigns.
Right.
And he knows it. There's
Mhm.
more shit going on here that we'll get to.
Mhm.
You had it in your hands and you let it go.
Right there. He believes that shit.
Mhm.
I was willing to get in the ring and wrestle for you people. And this is the thanks I get.
Flushed it down the toilet. The same toilet you sat your fat asses on and you sat there and tweeted, we want Cody, he gotta finish his story.
To be fair to The Rock,
Mhm.
he also received his promo while sitting on the toilet. And those rock-sized protein shits still dropped in the bowl. And you still had to wipe. Because you're human, Rock. You're a person. Everybody poops. Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
That's right, Rock.
You're laughing now and you're booing because you know it's true.
I'm not booing. No one's booing. I don't hear any boos. What is he talking about?
I hear nothing.
Let The Rock ask you a question.
He's less drunk
What
here.
is the story? Let The Rock make it clear. My cousin Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, beat Cody's ass last year at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
He beat him. Cody lost the match, and now all of a sudden, Cody wants a rematch.
Look at the way. Find yourself a bodyguard that looks at you the way Solo looks at The Rock.
Mhm.
I wonder what he's thinking. Like, I'm always wondering what Solo's thinking. You always know what Paul Heyman's thinking, Tribal Chief. Really? That's all there is. Yeah, exactly. In prayer forever.
Mhm.
Jimmy over there off to the side. The other Uso, as he's called now.
Mhm.
Let's see what's happening.
Match? That's his story? That's not how it works. I think about it. You think about it right now. Think about how stupid that logic is. Think if you can apply that to sports.
Wait, I thought this was also a sports entertainment. What do you mean by that, Rock? Why would you say this? Comments?
Ball dropped.
Hold on a second. I know you inbreds want to chant what, but sit there and shut your mouth and listen to The Rock, because this is important. And The Rock is going to educate your ignorant asses.
I mean, yeah, classic Rock. Ignorant asses, educated, boots to
Mhm.
asses.
Apply that stupid logic to any sport. The 49ers just lost against the Kansas City Chiefs. What did they do? What did they do? Did the 49ers say, whoa, wait a minute.
I actually like this part.
We got to finish our story. No, they took their lunch like men.
It's like, whoa, what about our story?
Mhm. Yeah.
It's funny. It's
Mhm.
so funny. It's for some reason for me, it's even more funny when like it's just our reaction to it. It's like, whoa, wait. It's
Mhm.
like just a regular conversation. Like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Whoa, wait a second. What?
It's like, what story?
They stood up, they dusted themselves off, and they moved on like men. That's what they do. Now, everybody in this arena, in this city,
What did that guy say? For some reason, I thought he
missed it.
said Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't know, but We'll go back a little bit. There's a fan that yells real quick.
Yeah, I heard it, but I wasn't paying attention.
I will go back a little bit to 259 should be here. Ready?
Everybody in this arena.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
In this city and in this entire state. You should understand this. It's personal. Think about it for a second. Michael Jordan came in here and he crushed the dreams of the Utah Jazz.
Now he's gonna fumble a little bit here. Listen.
That was what,
carefully.
25 years ago, Jordan?
Bro, I don't even know that much. Yeah, I think so.
I know it wasn't past 5-10 years. It's been LeBron.
Yeah.
He ended. You boo because it's the truth. He ended the Utah Dreams.
The Utah Dreams. I think you
Dreams
say
of Utah.
Yeah. Watch, he fixes it a little bit.
Story. What did the Utah Jazz do?
What did the
They
Utah
took the
Jazz
beating
do? He's
like
gonna call them the Utah Dream.
Mhm.
men, and they moved on, and they worked their asses off to get right back to the top. That's what they did.
Like Cody?
Yeah, I mean, Cody won the
'Cause
Rumble, so
He's saying, like, you're right, because Cody won the Rumble, right?
he's saying you got to work to get back to the top.
And that's what
Cody
Cody
worked
did.
to get back to the top.
That's and I felt like that's purposeful. You want to give like an opening kinda, because
Mhm.
it really does. It's a big opening.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't Cody use that?
Mhm.
That's a Cody use this. You know what I mean? And for the record,
Mhm.
do we not? The only way Cody was getting to Roman was through the Royal Rumble, because
We're on
Roman
different
said,
shows.
right, he wasn't supposed to get another chance. He said, if you lose, that's it. That's it. It's over. That's the end for you. I'm done with you. He said that to him.
Mhm.
And I'm shocked that he didn't mention that again when he was telling Cody that he should wrestle him that night that nobody wants to remember, because we're being memory hold.
Yeah.
Why did Cody say, but not at WrestleMania? I'm not letting go of that. I need to know what the original fucking plan was. Because an audible was thrown after that, after the whole outcry.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, let's get back to the promo.
That's not how the real works. The real world doesn't work like that. You don't get.
Obviously, it's not perfect, people, but hey, that's pretty good. Like getting the crowd noise out and only like missing just a little right there is not too
Well,
bad.
no, he missed that word. He said that's not how the real works,
Oh.
and then he immediately fixed it. I only know because I just watched it.
Oh shit! Watch me be proven that you said was right, because I think it comes up right here. You're right. Watch.
Yeah.
A shot at another story just because you want it. That's not how it works. And you don't understand that. You don't understand that because you're spoiled, entitled little crybaby bitches.
So, I've never heard that before. I've never heard of entitled fans before. What? This is revolutionary. He might as well be wearing a power suit and walking like this with saying shit like that. Okay. Well, shit's probably the worst thing I could say right now, but enough about that.
Mm-hmm. Now be careful with that word shit.
That's right. The Rock doesn't have hair. All right. So,
Cody Rhodes, make one thing perfectly clear. The Rock is going to do everything.
now watch here. This is what people on the internet are going crazy about.
Okay.
Now, not really, but like people are speculating, and I just think this is just a bad camera angle. Watch this.
Everything in his power to make sure that you walk out of.
People think
Oh, that he's
The
pointing to
Rock
Roman? No.
is pointing at Roman. I think there's a camera there, and he thinks that the camera's supposed to be focused on him when he's pointing at it.
Could be that. Could just be pointing at the fans. It does, like, based on where they're standing in the ring, Roman is further to Rock's
off to the
right,
side.
not directly in front of him. Yes.
Yeah.
You are correct. Rock is not pointing at Roman. I agree with that assessment.
Excellent.
WrestleMania, what you are, which is a loser.
Because the tribal chief's not a loser. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Why would he? You know what I'm saying? And then
Mhm.
people like, no, he's playing 4D chess. He's trying to throw you off the set. Man, shut the fuck up.
Or that could be intentional camera work.
Yeah, it could be to get marks like us to. God damn it.
All right. To make sure that happens, Cody, your story is just ending. Our story is just beginning.
Now this part, you might have caught.
The Bloodline, the most powerful, dominant duo.
Most powerful, dominant duo. Now,
I hadn't actually.
my
Nice.
math
Mhm.
is not very good. Now, a duo means two.
Mhm.
I see 4 Samoans
Mhm.
and a wise man. So I'm actually a little confused. Now, if I
So-
look at Jimmy, is Jimmy like just mean mugging in general or what? Because he was there the whole time. So it's not like he was reacting to what he said. Because I think his
You know-
face has been the same.
You want to rewind to as Rock says it?
Yeah, I want to see that. Let's go
See
back.
if let's see if Jimmy's reacting to that or if that's just what Jimmy was doing. Resting
Alright.
Jimmy face.
Like right here,
Mhm.
it looks like resting Jimmy face. I don't know why I'm pointing there. Like,
The Bloodline, the most powerful, dominant duo in sports.
he's
in
been that way the
entertainment,
same.
and of course,
Yeah.
He's still.
WWE.
Wait a second. His eye did go off to the side. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, player.
And of course, in the WWE.
Right there. After
Mhm.
you look at that.
Mhm.
Oh, maybe. Oh, I gotta put the mouse here so people can see what I mean. See, look at that.
I see it. Mhm.
Jimmy
I
side.
see I see the white of that eye.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't see your mouse. Okay, there we go.
Duo. Fucking. I think he's doing what I was doing. Carry the 1, 2.
Mhm.
Wait. Well, hold on. hold on a minute, player. Teddy
Now,
Long.
before you pause, this is actually a good time to bring up something Roman said when he arrived at the arena. Do you remember
What did
that
he
little clip?
No,
So-
but I remember seeing him come in.
He hugged Jimmy.
By the way, The Rock got there first.
Yeah, of course. So Roman hugged Jimmy and said, "Tonight we fix what Jay messed up."
Yeah.
That wasn't addressed. What are they fixing that Jay messed up?
Maybe because Jay's not there, they're
Is it the
down
numbers?
1. Yeah,
Could
that's what
be.
I'm thinking because whatever there was no payoff
Mhm.
unless the payoff is that The Rock officially joined the bloodline,
Mhm.
which we just assumed he was, so I guess that's on us. He's
Yeah,
on
well,
the tree.
Yeah.
I thought he was just in there.
Mhm. So that's the case. Ava is already there. Jacob Fatu is going to be.
Yeah, we all
Yokozuna was
know.
bloodline.
Yeah, it's all bloodline. We know. Like, what do you
Mm-hmm.
mean? What do
Yeah.
you mean?
You're some man. No. Salt Lake City. Sing along with The Rock is over.
That plucked from the past.
Mm-hmm.
Sing along with The Rock is over. Yeah, we remember.
You lost that privilege. Sit there and shut your mouth and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking you on. If you're some man, what the bloodline is cooking.
Dun, 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 The Rock. Dun, dun, dun.
Now,
Now,
Mm-hmm.
I want to also notice that The Rock is so out of touch. He can't even. Doesn't even. He doesn't have the hand up correctly. The Rock. There. His thumb is out.
Mm.
If you notice,
Yeah.
what I'm wondering, Richter,
Mm-hmm.
is that a signal that he's working with Cody?
Ooh.
Like, it could always just make it that was a thing, Like, it may not be intentional. It could have just been an accident. And, like,
But you
The
know
Rock
what?
pays zero attention to TV, apparently.
Yeah. It could be an accident that they can work in, or it could be
Yeah.
intentional,
I
and
like
we
happy
won't find out till
accidents.
later.
I like
Mhm.
happy accidents. Those are pretty good. So, yeah, it
Sami
was nice.
Zayn was the happiest of accidents regarding this whole thing.
Dude, speaking of Sami Zayn, I'm glad you brought that up. Drew McIntyre cost
Mhm.
Sami Zayn again.
He did.
And we still have no road to WrestleMania for Sami Zayn, who will not give up.
He main evented last year. Got to be, got to be on the card.
We'll see. I mean, it's really up to them. And they definitely have a plan for him. Otherwise, they wouldn't do any of this. Why
Right.
the whole contender thing? It's like it almost came out of nowhere.
Mhm.
So Sami Zayn, either his story is not getting to make it to Mania this year, or it's making it to Mania this year. He's got a story. And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ricky Starks lending The Rock one of his shirts. It was really nice of him to do that. But yeah, so what'd you think of that? Having no, like, being able to just watch it, and there's no like, we could take out the spaces for mean mugging it and freaking crowd and stuff like that. Like, we all saw the original thing, but
Yeah. I think it was just as good, if not a little better, without the fan noise and everything. For me personally. Now, does that make it like an actual better promo?
it shouldn't, because it's not like you could turn them off. Like,
Right.
it has to be based on the totality of it. So I guess if what you're trying to say is the words themselves, do the words themselves make it a good promo?
I mean, like you said, there were a couple of callbacks, a couple of we've heard this before's.
Yeah, it's words written all over it. It's same stuff, and
Mhm.
not that it's bad. And it's all one of these things is, I think what carried this, it wasn't
Mhm.
the words themselves, but the fact that it was The Rock.
Right.
It's just, there's not a lot of great talkers right now.
Mhm.
And also The Rock has like this thing with him, because it's not just you don't even have to worry about the kids there, it's the parents that
Right.
bring them, and they
Mhm.
know The Rock.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, he just set the bar so high. This is a miss for Rock. A miss for Rock can still be better than minimum 3/4 of the roster for the most part. I feel like this Rock, if there were sort of a mic duel promo battle between this Rock and LA Knight, LA Knight would have come out the star.
Yeah, because he'd have all this ammunition. I mean, The
Yeah,
Rock would have a lot of ammunition,
yeah.
and like what The Rock could say, The
Hmm.
Rock could just be like, "Who in the blue hell are you?" And then
Hmm.
he could be like, "Oh, I know who you are. You're the Rock tribute guy." Something like that.
Hmm.
That's almost like Roman delivery. "You're the Rock tribute guy. Look at him. He's trying to be like my cousin.
Hmm.
Look at the little Rock over here. You want me to get you a signed 8x10, little man? Where was
Hmm.
that?"
And and that's a good point too. Just to sort of flip, Roman's delivery as a heel is unique. He really made his own, came into his own in this. I remember way back when he was face, we wanted him to turn heel. He turned heelish, and we're like, and his whole thing. This is good work. This is still top tier work from Roman.
I see this because I feel like there will be a face turn for Roman. Not anytime soon. Could
Hmm.
we see the return? I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the guy. Could that come back and actually make sense now?
Yo.
Could he do that?
I'd be down with that. Obviously, I'd say a year plus out, but yeah,
Yeah.
post
Like,
next Mania. Like maybe not this Mania, maybe next Mania he does lose it, and something yada yada. That's when it comes out. Maybe he attacks a heel.
maybe. Or maybe a heel goes after him.
Yeah.
Or maybe he makes us like a surprise save.
Mm-hmm.
He saves Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
He saves Jay. That could be
Now speaking of this, we had some interaction with OC and AJ Styles.
right. That's right. A little assault. More slapping.
It was shoving. It was
Oh
shoving.
yeah, it
I
was
wasn't
shoving a little.
I wasn't fully like um
It was Carl Anderson, the smaller
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Carl Anderson, they got into a shoving match, and Carl's like, if it was anyone else, and AJ's like, oh, is that what's stopping you? Or something like that. Something. They're working towards something, and I appreciate that they're working towards something.
Good on the Good Brothers staying paid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they're doing JTG double duty here. Just
Yep. Medium. Still
yeah,
getting
yeah.
paid.
Well, she wrestled. She was in one of those qualifier matches that, I guess she's going to Chamber. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was Tiffany Stratton, I think.
Ooh.
Was it Tiffany Stratton who beat Mia Yim? And one thing I want to bring up before we close, Zelina Vega. Maybe it was
Mhm.
Zelina Vega that wrestled her. Yeah,
Vega
'cause
wrestled Stratton yesterday, yeah.
that's okay. So Stratton's rating is higher than Zelina Vega's. She was just on NXT, and she starts with unless they're using her NXT number, because I don't know what the data is based off of.
So Vega in WWE has primarily been used as a manager and secondarily
Former
as
tag
a
team
wrestler.
champion, former queen of the
Yeah,
ring.
true and
But yeah,
true.
you're right. You're right.
Right. So,
So
like
she
most
got
of
manager
her,
stats.
yeah.
Well, Rich Perez, I think we did it. We think we did another Basement Bookers podcast successfully. So yeah, if you like the video, throw up the thumbs up. You know where all the stuff is. It's gonna be linked down below. Patreon.com/BasementBookersPod.
And just got a party message.
Match of life schedule for one fall. So make it count.
Do what the man says.
Follow the Booker.